Exactly, exactly. And I came up with an analogy for, the idea. I think the idea came up that, oh, this helps people because it gives
That's
them
not
hope.
Russell Glasser.
Helps people because it gives them hope, and it gives them something positive in their life, and that the idea that something is going to help them. And I said, well, let's just say that I live in a city and I take an ad out in the local paper and I say that I'm a businessman with a load of experience, I'm retired, and I'm so touched by the economy right now and what's going on and all these people losing their jobs that I'm willing to, for free, help anybody find a job based on my connections and my experience with the economy and with business in the town. And all you have to do is, I live in a house outside the city, you have to drive an hour, come and meet with me, talk to me for 30 minutes, and then drive back. Give me your resume, a vitae, whatever you've got, and I will then use that to try and hook you up with some of my connections, get you work. So a reporter hears about this and says, wow, what a nice thing to do. Just the goodness of your heart, help people out because you care. Comes down and says, how does this work? And I say, well, they come down, they bring me the resume, they talk to me for 30 minutes, and then they leave. And he's like, and then what do you do? Do you meet contacts? And I say, no, I just take their stuff and throw it in the garbage. And he's like, well, you don't do anything? No, I just throw it away. I don't do anything. But I like to think that I'm giving these people hope. Because they believe when they leave that there's somebody helping them, somebody that has the strings that they can pull to get this person a job, that you can that they go away feeling like they've got that extra help to get a job now. And who would think that I'm anything but an ass for doing such a thing? And even if it's just 2.5 hours of someone's time, does it? It's a cruel thing. It's a
Yeah, I mean, there's a way in which that does make people feel better and might improve their day somewhat. And the value of wasting somebody's time, you could say, is pretty small. And that's exactly the sort of arguments that you see for religion.
Right. But who would defend that?
Yeah.
If it was really being done to someone, you would think it was a cruel thing to do.
But there is a lot of time wasting that goes on with people who believe in the supernatural, like those people who are psychic consultants for detectives, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they come in, and apparently some number of policemen actually believe that they are capable of discovering stuff about the case that nobody else knows. And it's like, well, what's the harm? It's like, well, you're taking up police resources that could be used to solve the freaking case.
But really, when you think of, like I was talking with somebody earlier about the idea of project management and using the prayer, in not just in terms of maybe somebody spending 20, 30 minutes a night, but using the concept of man hours, where you just take all the combined hours that are put in by people to do this, like prayer groups, prayer circles, and people that are praying independently, blah, 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 and you put all that together and you say how many man hours are really wasted every year on people doing this instead of, I mean, when you're using an intercessory prayer where you're actually asking for assistance with something, this is a situation where you could be using that time to improve your situation, because that's exactly what you're trying to do with the prayer. And so that 20 or 30 minutes put forward as an effort to help you in some way could literally be put in really helping you. It could be another 30 minutes on monster.com looking for a job, or another 30 minutes boning up your resume, or another, you know what I mean? That's significant when you're talking about 30 minutes a night for one person. But when you start adding up like millions of people, it's a huge, huge wasted effort.
Exactly. I mean, it's something that economists take very seriously as something that drains the economy when, or efficiency experts come into the office and they say stuff like, oh, look, if you move the copier over here, then everybody would save 10 seconds every day going back and forth to the copier. So, do you have anything else to say on intercessory prayer?
Yeah, just that I added to my analogy the idea that churches actually will charge people by way of promoting tithing and saying that people have to tithe as part of their memberships, basically, so that when you join the church,
you're money as well as tithing.
So what if I, in addition to throwing out their resume, charged them for the service?
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, well, what about churches that teach that, for example, you can pray for your child to be healed, but you can't take him to a doctor? So what if, in addition to me taking these people's resumes, I said, you have to give me your money and you can't independently seek a job? And then I threw their resume in the trash.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets worse.